Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back inside the Spurlock Center for what should be a very interesting matchup here in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference as your Franklin College Grizzlies take on the visiting Fighting Engineers of Rose-Hulman. Welcome back here to Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. My name is Brandon Barger. Like I said, this will be an interesting matchup for the Grizzlies as this is the first of 3 games that Franklin will play that will have huge implications in the HCAC standings going in to the bulk of the season. Tonight, Franklin plays the number 3 ranked team in the conference, Rose-Hulman, and then in the next 2 games on the road, they will play number 2 Anderson and number 1 Hanover. So this game important for both teams as we now really get into the conference schedule. Franklin right now leads the all-time series against Rose-Hulman 47-38. They have 14 wins and 13 losses at home. However, Rose-Hulman leads the conference record, 14 wins and 24 losses. The last time these 2 teams played was on January 16th of 2021, where Franklin won 91-63 at home versus the Engineers. Last time out for the Grizzlies, they won 72-57 against the visiting Pioneers of Earlham. Senior Matt Krause picked up his 5th double-double of the season, leading the team in points and rebounds with 21 and 13 respectively, while freshman Reggie McDonald finished with a career-high 11 points and a team-leading 7 assists. So far this season, Franklin has given up 836 points compared to the 832 points scored so far in games. They've only given up 67 three-pointers this year, and they've out-rebounded teams 449-377. They've also allowed opponents to score 381 points in the first half. Sophomore Ty Wright leads the team in points with 183. He averages about 16.6 points per game, while Matt Krause leads the team in rebounds with 116 rebounds, averaging 9.7 a game. Meanwhile, for the visiting Engineers of Rose-Hulman, they've scored 671 points this season so far while allowing 632. They have a balanced attack throughout both quarters, but have given up the majority of points against their opposing teams in the second half. They've also scored on 60 out of 176 attempts of three-pointers, and they've out-rebounded teams 368-342. Sophomore Max Chaplin, who you'll be seeing tonight start for the Fighting Engineers, leads the team in points with 139 points. He averages about 13.9 points in the games. While junior Terry Hicks leads the team in rebounds with 72 points, averaging 10.3 points per game. However, Hicks will not be starting in tonight's game. Key inactives for the Grizzlies tonight, TJ Deere and Mitch O'Mara, as well as Lynn King. So instead, you'll be seeing a lot more of Reggie McDonald, who again led the team in assists in their last win against Earlham. Keys to the game tonight for the Grizzlies: open up with a fast start. Rose-Hulman has not allowed a lot of points in the first half, only averaging over 250 points this season to opponents in the first half. So Franklin's going to go fast and go quickly and score points to make sure that Rose-Hulman does not jump out to a huge lead in that first half. Secondly, focus on the inside defensively and the outside offensively. Rose-Hulman's scoring a lot more of their points inside the paint this year, where that's where a bulk of the Grizzlies' defense will be, while shying away from the three-pointers. So Franklin needs to make sure that inside is defended very well, while on the offensive side, shoot more three-pointers, as Rose-Hulman has given up quite a few more three-pointers this season. They've let up 82 so far. And third, control the glass. Both teams out rebounding their opponents in games. Matt Krause, once again the leader in rebounds for the Grizzlies, will be a huge impact for Franklin. He can get going quickly with rebounds, as well as scoring inside. Let's go real quick to the start lines. We still have 7 minutes to go before game time, but we might as well get these out of the way first. So for the visiting Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers, led by head coach Rusty Lloyd, it's his 8th year as head coach. First up, he will have 2 forwards and 3 guards on the court. First up, the guards, he has a 6'2 junior from Carmel, Indiana, from Buff High School, number 5, Max Chaplin, again leading the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers in points this season. Also in the guard positions, he has the 6'2 sophomore from Jasper, Indiana, number 15, Jackson Cabrick. And the 6'3 senior from Buffalo Grove, Illinois, number 24, Samfit Ram. Meanwhile, for the forwards, he has the 6'7 freshman from Indianapolis, number 42, Miles McGowan. And the 6'7 grad student from Cold Springs, Kentucky, number 55, Trey Wirtz. Key inactives for them, once again, Terry Hicks, Ron Farrell, Bradley Harden, and Vuk Jurkic, all 4 outs for the Fighting Engineers in tonight's game. Meanwhile, starting for the Grizzlies, And for head coach Brian Lewis, who is back on the sidelines and after missing the last game against Earlham, he will once again, as stated earlier, have the 5'8 freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 12, Reggie McDonald, out there in the court. Also out there, he'll be the lone guard for the Grizzlies, while out in the forward positions will be the 6'5 junior from Greenwood, number 15, Carter Crow. And the usual suspects, the 6'6 sophomore from Mooresville, number 24, Ty Wright, the 6'6 junior from Brownsburg, number 31, Ryan Wiggins, and the 6'5 senior from West Lafayette, number 40, Matt Krause. So Grizzlies going 4 forwards, 1 guard. We will come back once again in around 3 minutes' time. Let's get ready for the national anthem and starting lineups here inside the Spurlock Center. And we'll go back to the lineups one more time before tip-off. Again, this is a huge matchup for the Grizzlies as it starts a big 3-game swing against the top 3 teams in the conference. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Welcome back on to Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Under a minute 30 to go before we start this game, so let's run back through. Once again, the starting lineups and the keys to the game. Let's get the keys to the game for Franklin. First up, fast starts in the first half. Focus on the inside defensively and the outside offensively against this Rose-Hulman team and control the glass. This is an important game once again for the Grizzlies. as this starts a three-game swing between against the top 3 teams in the conference. All 4 teams, Anderson, Hanover, Rose-Hulman, and Franklin, tied with 3-1 records in conference play. Right now, Hanover leads the conference on behalf. They have a 7-2 overall record. Anderson, number 2, with an 8-3 record, and Rose-Hulman with a 7-3 record, while the Grizzlies 7-4. Back on the starting laps once again. On the court for the Engineers tonight will be Max Chaplin, Jackson Kabrick, Samvit Ram, Miles McGowan, and Trey Wirtz. They will be without their leading rebounder, Terry Hicks. Meanwhile, for the Grizzlies, on the court for the Grizzlies tonight will be Reggie McDonald, Carter Crow, Ty Wright, Ryan Wiggins, and Matt Krause. Without their starting point guard, Mitch O'Mara, as well as TJ Deere once again out for the Grizzlies, and Lynn King. But the return of Coach Lee Woods onto the sidelines. We will now go to inside the stadium for the announcer Steve McClure, as he will introduce the national anthem and the starting lineups in-house. Once again, you're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. Once again, Steve McClure on the BA announcer here inside the Spurlock Center for the national anthem and the starting lineups as both coaches giving the marching orders to their players. Coach Lewitt's out there with the team as well as the huddle of Coach Lloyd. Once again, a big HCAC matchup in the top 4 of the conference as number 3 ranked conference Rose-Hulman Engineers take on number 4 ranked Franklin College Grizzlies. It looks like at center court it will be Miles McGowan for the Engineers in the maroon, black, and white, and Ty Wright for the Grizzlies in the white, gold, and blue. There's a whistle, there's a tip, and Ty Wright will win it, and Carter Crow picks up and immediately hands it off to Reggie McDonald, and we are underway. McDonald goes to Krause immediately. He'll go over to Ty Wright, leading the team in points. Back to Matt Krause for his first 3 attempts at the game. It's a little block there off the rim, and it's rebounded by Wirtz. He'll hand it over to Kabrick, and he will begin the Rose-Hulman counterattack across half court. Whistle now, as it looks like Rom messing with his eye, looking for something, maybe a contact. Sounds like it is missing contact, but he's looking for it, and it's on the court. So with 19:36 to go, we have a stoppage of play for contact, in the sense of the eye contact, not in contact between players. Rom will come off the court, and we will see the first appearance of, it looks like, the 6'3" junior from Germantown, Ohio, number 23, Willie Bowman. As Rom goes into the locker room. Bowman will inbound. He'll go over to Kabrick. Now restarting the offense again. He'll go over to Wirtz. On the left side, now over to McGowan, back to Kabrick. Kabrick inside on the far side looking for Bowman. He will make it, scoring the first point for the Engineers, and that's their first 3 of the game as well, as they lead 3-0 with 19:19 to go. McDonald now brings the ball across. They're going to cross back to Reggie. Reggie guarded there by, looks like Kabrick gets a screen from Wiggins. Reggie goes in, spins back around, looking for options, goes over to Ty Wright. Wright in the neon green shoes, drives in, jumps away, and it is good. He'll get his first points of the game for the Grizzlies. As well as it looks like a penalty for Wirtz, as he'll be called a warning for flopping. Quick warning there now from the officials. As in the last game against Earlham, there was a technical free throw, as Earlham was called twice for flopping. Looks like we might have referees a bit more stricter on that in this game, as Kabrick will take the ball across half court quickly for the Engineers, up 1. Kabrick now goes over to McGowan. He'll go down to Chaplin. Leading score for the Engineers. He'll drive and shoot, and he makes that one, his first points of the game, as he drives through 3 Franklin defenders. As now 7 feet, Rom comes back out of the locker room for the Engineers. Look to see him come back in quickly. McDonald goes over to Carter Crow here on the near side. Gets a screen from Wiggins. He takes the jumper, and it's good. The basket will count, but it will be a charging call on Ryan Wiggins. So Franklin will pick up the basket, keeps a hold of it, as Chaplin went down hard from a screen from Wiggins. We might be seeing a quick battle now between Chaplin and the rest of the Franklin team. Chaplin will get the ball inbounds. He'll go back over to McGowan on the far side, guarded by 2 Grizzlies. Stolen there by Ty Wright. Wright drives in, looks, shoots, and scores for the Grizzlies, and that gives them their first lead of the game. 6-5 in favor of Franklin College with 18:15 to go in the first half. As Kabrick brings the ball across half court, guarded by Reggie McDonald. He now goes over to Wirtz. Wirtz on the near side has help in the form of Kabrick and Chaplin. He will go, though, to McGowan. McGowan off far side over to Kabrick. His shot is away, and it is good, giving the Engineers back the lead with 17:56 to go. Reggie McDonald on the fast movement for the Grizzlies, back across half court quickly. Has Krause to his left. He will go to Krause. Now over to Ty Wright, far side. Gain a screen from Krause. Back over to Ryan Wiggins for a 3, a rare one from him. He won't make it, and it'll be rebounded there by Kabrick. Kabrick now on the offense. He'll go over to Bowman. Inside, looking for Wirtz. Guarded by Tukas, he will lose some control there. Grizzlies far side over to Kabrick. Kabrick looking inside, trying to get to McGowan. He'll go back out, though, to Chaplin at the top. Chaplin now over to Wirtz with the ball. He'll try to look back to Chaplin, drives in, loses possession, goes out, goes over to, back out to Wirtz. His shot's away, no good. Rebounded by Reggie McDonald, who holds on to it. Now Grizzlies back on the counter once again. Across half court, McDonald will go over to Matt Krause for a long 3. And it's good there for Matt Krause. He missed the first, makes the second, winds up the 3, and the Grizzlies back in the lead by 2 with 17:03 to go. Kabrick brings the ball over. He'll go over to McGowan. McGowan now on the far side. He has help in the form of Bowman, and now he did go over to Kabrick. Kabrick at the top goes over to Bowman. Bowman looking for Chaplin for a three, and it's good there for Chaplin. Reggie McDonald now bring the ball as Rose-Hulman takes back a 1-point lead in the game. He goes over to Matt Krause. Krause over to Crow, back to McDonald, who gets the screen from Wiggins. Jumps in, there's Reggie McDonald. He shots away, no good. Rebounded there by McGowan. He goes over to Cabrick, getting orders from Coach Lloyd. Hasn't crossed half court yet, 24 seconds on the shot clock. Now he will. Cabrick leading the Engineers offense. Goes over to Bowman. Bowman guard on tie right. He'll now go over to McGowan, who goes over to Cabrick. He's inside for Bowman. Bowman spins around, shots away, and it's no good. Rebounded by Ty Wright. He'll go quickly to Reggie McDonald. He has help in the form of Wiggins. Now goes over to Carter Crow. Crow drives in for Wiggins. Steps once, spins around. Will be called for traveling, though, as the official says he took too many steps there. Sub-checking into the game now for the Engineers as we will be taking, looks like a timeout. Media timeout. It was Simon Blair coming in, the 6'7" freshman from Oklahoma, Broken Arrow High School. So we will take the timeout with them. It is 10-9 in favor of the Engineers with 15:59 to go in the first half. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubel Automotive Group. And we're back to Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hewlett Automotive Group. Right before the break, Rose at the lead, 10-9. They will have possession. Only 5 total rebounds so far in this game for both teams. 3 for Rose, 2 for Franklin. As it is a slow start for both teams. Franklin already going 2 on Cabrick. Tip there. Ty Wright tried to get there in time, but Chaplin will get there instead. Chaplin brings the ball across half court for the Engineers, guarded by Wright. He has Bowman to his right. He will go to Bowman, guarded by Krause. Bowman now over to Wirtz. One sub in for the Engineers. It is Simon Blair, as he came in for Miles McGowan. Bowman still in the far side. He'll go over to Blair. Back over to Chaplin. Long 3, shots away, and it is no good. It hits the top of the rim, and Franklin will take possession. Chaplin taking a shot with Ty Wright all up in front of him. 7 feet Rom coming back into the game for the Engineers for Bowman. Rom came out with a contact issue. Had to go in the locker room, brought Bowman in. He's now back at after getting that resolved with 15.5 to go in the first half. As it looks like another Rose-Hulman sub is getting ready to come on. It looks like it'll be the first appearance of the 6-foot junior from Franklin, Tennessee, number 11, Zachary Jackson. As play here for the Grizzlies, 19 seconds. Wiggins inside, spins around, shots away, and it is no good. Rebound there by Cabrick. Cabrick now on the far side, brings the ball in the fast break. Guarded by Reggie McDonald. Cabrick drives in, goes inside, tipped there by McDonald, and stolen by Reggie. Reggie now on the fast break himself, goes over to Ty Wright. Wright steps in, shoves the jumper. No good. Rebounded now by Cabrick once again as it bounces off the front of the rim. Under 15 to go. Cabrick on the near side. He'll go to Rom. Rom looking for options. He goes over to Wirtz. Wirtz back to Rom as 2 subs getting ready to come on for Franklin. Blair with it. He goes back to Cabrick for a long 3. Shots away. No good. Rebounded by Matt Krause. Krause will go over to Reggie McDonald, and he will bring the ball back across half court for the Grizzlies as it looks like 2 subs are getting ready for both teams now in the next stoppage of play. Crow gets the pass from Matt, who will go back to Matt for 3. Off the rim, rebounded by, it looks like Wirtz, as Wiggins was in there as well. Cabrick once again on the far side. He'll go over to Rom. Rom thinking about going. He goes far side to Chamberlain. Chaplin drives in, blocking foul on Reggie McDonald. That'll be his first, team's second. As subs coming on once again for the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers, it'll be Zachary Jackson, the first appearance of the 6'5" sophomore from Fort Wayne, Dylan Duff, number 20. Meanwhile, for the Grizzlies, it's the first appearances of the 6'2" sophomore from Indianapolis, number 21, Jalen Love. And it looks like the 6'7" freshman from Union, Kentucky, number 34, Jacob Deere. Deere and Love in for Wiggins and Crow. As Chaplin has it, he'll drive in, guarded by Wright. Shots away, and and it's good there on the finger roll. It's now 12-9. McDonald brings the ball back across half court for the Grizzlies. He has Krause to his left. He will go to Krause, guarded there. And now he'll go to Ty Wright, getting the screen to Matt. Matt over to Matt Krause. Thought about going for the drives in. Back out to Ty Wright. Ty Wright with Rom in front. Goes over to Reggie McDonald. Reggie over to Jordan Love. Love backs out, going to Deere. Almost loses it. Ty Wright there in time. Love with it for three. And it's good! First bucket there for Jalen Love tonight. And he'll tie it back up at 12. Jackson now the ball. He'll come across half court for the Engineers. Goes far side, near side over to Duff. Duff and Robinson against Chaplin and Jackson. He'll go out to Jackson. Now back to Chaplin for three. Off the rim, rebounded by Love. Love now the fast break for the Grizzlies. He has McDonald to his right, Krause to his left, and as well as Ty Wright to his left. Love setting up the offense for Coach Leibowitz. He'll go over to Matt Krause. Krause over to Wright. Ty gets a screen from Matt. Back over to Matt for three. And it's good! Franklin now at 15-12 with 12:56 to go in the first half. Subs getting ready to come on once again for both teams' next stoppage of play. Jackson with the ball guarded by McDonald. Spins around. McDonald looks for the steal there. Couldn't quite get it. Duff now with it guarded by Ty Wright. He'll drive in. Steps back. Goes to Chaplin. Chaplin now with Love in his face. Goes over there to, it looks like, Rom. Rom now over to Jackson. Back over to Chaplin. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Guarded by Love. Chaplin drives in. Shots away. And it's no good. Tip last by the Grizzlies. It looked like it went off the hands of Deere. And it will be Rose-Hulman ball as subs coming on. Return of Willie Bowman for the Engineers for Chaplin, as well as the first appearance of Cody Samples, a 6'1 freshman from Versailles, Indiana. He's in for McDonald. Jackson looking to inbound for options. He goes all the way outside to Bowman. Now over to Rom. Rom with right to his left. Inside. Shots no good. Rebounded by Rom, it looks like, as it went all the way back almost to half court. Rom moving for options with 16 seconds. He'll go over to Bowman. Bowman by himself on the left side. He'll go over to Jackson. Jackson guarded by Wright. Todd drives in, spins inside, shots away, and it's no good. Rebounded by Matt Krause. Krause goes over to Samples, and he will start the fast break offense. Under 12 to go in the first half. Cody Samples played well in the game against Earlham. He'll pass over to Deere, now goes over to Ty Wright. Ty Wright with a jumper, and it's good there. Add two more to the Franken lead, 17-12. Jackson with it, he will start back on the offense for the Engineers. It's a fast start here for the Grizzlies, 17-12. About 11 and a half to go. Duff with it now here on the left side, looking for options. He'll go over to Blair. Blair over to Bowman for three. And it's no good. Rebounded by Bowman, who sets up for another three. Think about it, Jow drives in. Back out to Jackson. Jackson spins around Love, has Deere both in his face. Now to Blair for three again. No good. Rebounded by Samples. Samples now drives the ball across half court to left side. Guarded there by Jackson. He will reach in and get called for the foul. That'll be Rose-Hulman's first foul of the game. And his first. So, with 11:11 to go in the first half, it's Franklin up 17-12 in the first half over the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. And we are back here on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. Franklin up 5 right now with 11:10 to go on Rose-Hulman. Kind of slow to begin with, but Franklin starting to pour on the pace here. Love with the ball. He'll go over to Samples. Samples backs up, trying to go for tie right. He'll go to Kraus instead. Who will go to right? Gets a screen from Kraus. Right, the long three. Off the rim, rebounded there by Zachary Jackson. Jackson now bringing the Rose-Hulman Engineer offense back up court. He'll step back, go over to Wirtz, who now goes over to Duff. Duff now drives it on tie right, shots away, and it's no good. Rebounded by Samples. Grizzlies back on the counter. Across midcourt, over to Love. Love hit a beautiful three-pointer to give the Grizzlies the tie game. As he goes down, rebound there by Samples. Thought about going for the three with Jackson in his face. He'll now go to Kraus at the top. Kraus looking for options. He has Samples. He will go to Samples as two subs get ready to come on for Franklin. Samples gets a screen there from Deere. He'll go to Deere, now go to Love. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Love drives in, backs out to Deere for a three. Off the rim. Rebound there by Wirtz. Wirtz goes over to Jackson. He will drive the ball up court. Now goes up to Bowman. Bowman guarded by Love. He'll go back over to Wirtz. Now over to Duff. Duff inside to McGowan, who's back in the game. Back to Duff. Duff guarded by Wright. Drives in, shots away. No good, but there will be a foul. Looks like it might be on Ty Wright. That will be his first. Team's third. As subs coming onto the court, once the first shot is away, it will be the first trip to the line for the Engineers, as well as the first trip for Dylan Duff in this game. The subs who will be coming on first for Rose-Hulman will be the return of Jackson Cabrick. Looks like he'll be coming on for Zachary Jackson, as well as Reggie McDonald and Carter Crow for the Grizzlies. Coming on for Deere and Wright. Right now, Ty Wright, Matt Kraus, the two-headed monster for the Grizzlies, each with 6 points. Meanwhile, Max Chaplin, the leading scorer so far, the Engineers, up 1 on both of them with 7 points in the game, as Duff sinks both of his shots, making it 17-14. Samples brings the ball across half court. He'll go to Kraus, now over to McDonald. McDonald gets a screen from Kraus. He'll go back over to Crow, who goes to Love. Gets a screen from Crow. Goes over to Kraus now. Kraus over to Samples. Get the screen once again from Kraus. Samples goes over to Crow after thinking about going to Kraus. Samples with a long three. Wide of the bucket, and it will go out of play. Sub in once again for Franklin. It will be the return of Ryan Wiggins. He'll come on for Samples with 9.5 to go in the first half. Gabrick will take the inbound from Wirtz. He'll drive the ball across half court, guarded by McDonald. Now goes over to Wirtz on the left near side. Back to Cabrick, getting the orders from Coach Lloyd. Cabrick now steps back a little bit with McDonald. He's got Duff on the far side as well as Bowman. Duff now with it, guarded by Crow. 7 seconds on the shot clock, shots away, and it's no good. Rebounded there by Duff. It's a step back, shots away. No good. Duff gets his own rebound again. Shots away again. Also no good. Duff gets it a third time. Shots away again. This time there's a foul on Wiggins. I believe that will be his second of the contest. It will be. And that will send Duff back to the line again for the Engineers to try and tie it up. He was 2 for 2 in his last trip. As it looks like Jacob Deere might be coming back into the game. First shot's away for Duff. It's good. Make it 3 for 3. Deere in. He'll come in for McDonald. As well as a return. Correction. He'll come in for Wiggins. As well as Chaplin back in for Bowman. Duff lines up for his second attempt on this trip to the line. Shot is away, and it is also good. Make that a perfect 4 for 4 now for Duff. 8:50 to go. Engineers down 1 to your Grizzlies as McDonald bring the ball across half court, goes to Kraus, who now goes to Crow. Crow gets a screen from Kraus. He'll go over to Deere now. Back to Reggie McDonald. McDonald back to Deere. Thought about going for the three that time. Won't. Kraus. Wirtz in front of him. He'll go over to Love. Love, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Gets the screen from Kraus. Goes over to Deere. Deere will drive in. Goes back to Love for 3. And it's good! Make that 2 3-pointers now for Jalen Love in this game. And Franklin now 20-16 with 8:16 to go in the first half. Cabrick will go over to McGowan. He'll go back to Cabrick at the top, guarded by Love. Goes over to Duff. Thought about the three. Will go for it. And will miss it. Rebound there by Wirtz. Wirtz takes a shot himself in second chance attempt. Will miss it. Rebounded there by McGowan. McGowan goes for a shot. Misses. Rebounded that time by McDonald. And McDonald will go down. There will be a foul on the floor. And that foul is going to go against Isaac Farnsworth. Correction, not Trey Wirtz. It was Farnsworth out on the court. That'll be the team's second, Farnsworth's first. And we'll have a media timeout once again. So 7:52 to go in the first half. Franklin up 20-16. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. Welcome back inside the Spurlock Center. We're in the midst of this big HCAC conference matchup between Rose-Hulman and Franklin. Franklin up 20-16. Franklin was up one, but Jalen Love hitting his second three-pointer of the night, wide open, making it 20-16. Love will inbound it as before the timeout. There was a foul on Isaac Farnsworth. It was his first, team second, as he was called as McDonald went down. So Love will inbound it to McDonald. He'll come across half court again. He's just on the Franklin side of the floor. Or to Ty Wright, who's back into the game. He'll take the jumper, misses. Rebounded there by Cabrick. Cabrick looking for options. He has McGowan and Duff. Nearest, he'll look for Chaplin. Chaplin back to Cabrick, guarded by Love there. Drives and goes to Farnsworth. Farnsworth, long three, shots away, and it's no good. Rebounded there by Cabrick. Cabrick now with the jumper, and he will make that. Now making it a 2-point lead for the Grizzlies with 7:21 to go in the first half. McDonald bring the ball once again across half court for the Grizzlies as Matt Krause prepares to come back into the game. Crow back over to McDonald. He gets the screen there from Deere. Goes back to Carter Crow. Crow looking inside to go to Deere. Off the hands there of McGowan as Krause comes into the game. He's in for Deere. Matt Krause, 6 points so far in the game. Relatively quiet, though, on the boards. He's only got 2 rebounds for the Grizzlies right now. As Crow gets the inbound from McDonald, tipped there by Duff, and there will be a steal there by Duff. Duff now drives the ball across the court, drives in, shots away, and it is good. Tying it back up at 20 with under 7 to go. Jalen Love takes the ball across half court now for the Grizzlies. He has Wright, Krause, and McDonald to help, as well as Crow to his left. Goes over to Carter Crow, guarded there by Duff. Carter Crow gets the screen from Wright, goes over to Matt Krause. Krause guard McGowan, drives in a shot. Now he'll go away to Crow, who goes in, misses there, and rebounded by Duff as Matt tried to get there in time to get the rebound for Franklin. Duff with on the far side. He has Farnsworth, but he'll go over to McGowan. Back over to Duff. Duff inside for Farnsworth. Back out to Duff, guarded by Ty Wright. Duff goes around, thought about the three, goes back to Farnsworth. Farnsworth now drives in, jumper there, 8 seconds on the shot clock, misses, rebounded by McDonald. Reggie brings the ball across half court, goes around, Farnsworth drives in, shots away, and it's good! Making it a 2-point lead now for Franklin once again with 6 minutes to go in the first half, as Cabrick will bring the ball back across half court for the Engineers. As it looks like Samples will get ready to come on for Franklin as well as Wirtz. Roger McDonald will pick up his second foul of the game, team's 5th. as Samples comes in as well as Wirtz. Samples in for McDonald. Wirtz in for McGowan. Inbound from Duff. He'll go over to Farnsworth, who now goes to Kabrick. As we'll see and we'll have a timeout by Rose-Hulman. As coming in for Franklin off the timeout will be the first appearance of the 6'4 sophomore from Louisville, number 22, Logan Hudgens. So we'll have the timeout once again with the teams with 5:46 to go in the first half. Your score here inside the Spurlock Center is Franklin 22, Rose-Hulman 20. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. And we're back here on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. Rose-Hulman with the ball down to Duff to inbound. He'll go over to Wirtz. Wirtz drives in, guarded by Kraus. Shots away, and it's no good. Rebound there by Ty Wright. Franklin losing the rebounding battle 20-11 right now as Wright will drive in. He goes far side over to Hudgens. His shot's away, and it's good. Made that 24-20 now for the Grizzlies with under 5.5 to go. Kabrick will go over to Chaplin. Now over to Duff, guarded by Wright. Duff steps back, goes to Chaplin. Chaplin drives it, shots away, and it is no good. Rebounded by Ty Wright. Wright goes over to Samples on the fast break. Samples back up over to Hudgens. He'll go back to Samples. Samples over to Wright, whose shot is away, and it is good. Make that now a 6-point lead with under 5 to go. Duff now with the ball as he got a long inbound basket guarded by Ty Wright. Reaching there by Hudgens. He will, but that won't go there. Wirtz will go over to Chaplin. Chaplin looking for options. He goes over to Farnsworth. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Farnsworth brings the ball back across to the top. Now to Duff. Guarded by Ty Wright. He'll go back to Farnsworth. Farnsworth going for the jumper, and it's good. Knocking it down to a 4-point lead with 4.5 to go. Wright inbounds to Samples. Goes over to Hudgens. Hudgens drives in, backs up, almost loses it there. Hudgens now back over to Samples. Samples, 22 seconds on the shot clock, 4:18 to go in the first half. Samples gets a screen from Ty Wright. He'll go inside. Back out to Hudgens. Hudgens now over to Ty Wright. Wright with Farnsworth in his face with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Wright drives in, spins around, back out to Samples for 3! And it's good! 7-point lead now for the Grizzlies with 4 minutes to go in the first half as Chaplin will bring the ball across half court for the Engineers. Chaplin goes over to Wirtz. Looking for options. He's got Kabrick wide open. Kabrick now drives in, guarded by Samples. He'll back out, go to Duff. Right on him. Goes now to Farnsworth. Farnsworth spins around, jumper, and it's no good. Rebound there by Matt Kraus. Now Samples will take the ball once again from Kraus. 3:36 to go in the first half. Samples getting the orders from Coach Leibowitz. Samples comes in, gets a screen from Wright. Drives in, backs out to Kraus for 3! Off the rim, rebounded there by Kabrick. 29-22, 3:20 to go in the first half. Kabrick on the near side, guarded by Samples. He'll back up, get the screen from Farnsworth. Now goes over to the top of the court. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 3:06 to go in game clock. Farnsworth now off the pass from Kabrick, goes over to Wirtz, back to Kabrick on the near side by himself. Now goes to Chaplin, spins around, drives in, Chaplin goes in, shots away, and it is good there for Chaplin. As he gets around 3 Franklin defenders. Cutting into a 5-point lead with 2:50 to go in the first half. Samples now once again brings the ball across half court for the Grizzlies. Gets a screen there from Matt Kraus. Now goes to Kraus for 3! And it's good for Matt Kraus! 32-24 with 2:36 to go in the first half. Kabrick once again will bring the ball across half court for the Engineers. Guarded by Samples, he'll go over to Farnsworth. Farnsworth for options, he has Wirtz to his left, he'll go to Wirtz. Duff. He'll go over there to, looks like Kabrick. Kabrick's shot is away and is no good. Rebounded by Duff. And they're battle there with Ty Wright. Duff shot is away, and it's good in front of Ty Wright's face. It'll be for 3. Now it's 32-27 with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Samples brings the ball across half court. 22 seconds on the shot clock. He'll spin around, go around the back, goes over to Hudgens. Hudgens now over to Ty Wright. Wright drives in, goes back for the jumper. Off the rim, rebounded by Kabrick. Under 2 to go now. 32-27. Kabrick goes over to Chaplin. Chaplin, leading scorer of the team. He's tied with Dylan Duff right now with 9 points each for the Engineers. 1:40 to go. Chaplin drives in, shots away, and it's no good. Rebounded there by Hudgens. Hudgens goes to Samples now on the fast break. Buck 30 to go in the first half. Hudgens goes back over to Samples now at the top. Hudgens and Drummers gets the screen from Matt Krause. Goes over to Krause. Krause tip there as he goes for the shot, but Ty Wright's there to clean it up. Wright goes over to Krause. He'll go to Carter. Go wide open for the 3. Off the rim there, rebounded by Wirtz. He'll give it to Kabrick. 1:10 to go in the first half. Now Franklin up 32-27. Shot clock at 22 seconds. Kabrick slowly bringing the ball, trying to waste some time on the clock as we're now under a minute in play. Kabrick over to Duff. Duff drives in, shots away, and it is good. Making it 32-29, 51 seconds to go. Samples will bring the ball back across half court as momentum has swung in favor of the Engineers. Samples drives in, keeps driving, shots away, and it's no good as there's no goaltending call there as his hand was inside of the net. Grizzly was not happy about that call. As Kabrick will once again bring the ball across, he'll go over to Duff. Duff shoots a long 3, and it's no good. Rebound Ty Wright. 23 seconds to go on the game clock. Shot clock off as we are now under time. Samples calls timeout, 30-second timeout. But it will turn into a full minute timeout, so we'll take the break with them as we will get ready to go for these last 18 seconds plus. At the end of the first half, we will go into halftime stats. So once again, it's 32-29 in the first half in favor of the Grizzlies. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. And we are back here on Grizz TV, brought to you by Huber Automotive Group. Franklin up 32-29. Coach Leibowitz still not happy about the missed goaltending call there. As Matt Krause will inbound it with 18.1 seconds to go in the first half. He'll go over to Ty Wright. Wright now goes over to Samples. Shot clock is off as we enter the 30-second shot clock time. Samples drives in. As there's a foul there, it's going to go on Zachary Jackson. That'll be his first team's third. 9.6 seconds to go as Kabrick comes in for Jackson. Krause will inbound it once again for Franklin to get a last-second shot off before the half. Up 3. Samples with it. He'll now drive. Foul there by Kabrick. Fourth foul on Rose. .8 to go in the first half. Krause inbound once again. Goes to Samples again. Samples from he has Krause. Samples drives and loses it, but gets fouled again by Kabrick. Kabrick picks up another one. That'll be his second of the game. Team foul 5 with now 2.1 as Willie Bowman comes in. Lots of fouls here for Rose-Hulman. I think they're trying to prevent the Grizzlies from scoring here, as Crow will now inbound this time instead of Matt Krause. Krause runs around. The ball goes out of bounds. It will be a Rose-Hulman ball with 0.8 seconds to go. As I said, Matt Krause was the last to touch it. Ty Wright up to guard the inbound. He'll go to Chaplin. 3 seconds, he'll just hold on to it, and that'll be the end of the first half. Our scores, Franklin 32, Rose-Hulman 29. Let's go to the first half stats. Franklin right now 13 of 28 from inside. They're shooting at 46.4%, while from beyond the arc, they're shooting 6 of 15, 40% right now for the Grizzlies, and they have not yet had a trip to the line. Meanwhile, for the Engineers, they're 11 of 36 from inside, shooting 30.6%, and 3 from 12 from beyond the arc, shooting 25%, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the stripe. Franklin's had 3 turnovers too far, 2 points off the turnovers, 15 total rebounds, all defensively. Meanwhile, for the Engineers, 2 turnovers, 2 points on the turnovers, but they are winning the rebounding battle, 25 rebounds total with 15 defensive, 10 offensive. Franklin, 8 assists, no blocks, 2 steals, 5 fouls. While Rose has 3 assists, no blocks, 1 steal, and 5 fouls. Rose-Hulman's bench outscoring Franklin's bench 16-9, also outscoring Franklin in second chance points with 7 points to Franklin's 0. Teams are tied though, points in the paint 8 apiece, and Franklin outscoring Rose-Hulman in the fast break with 4 points to 2. Leading the Engineers right now in points is Dylan Duff. He's 3 for 10 from inside, 1 from 3 from beyond the arc, but he's a perfect 4 for 4 from the line. With 5 rebounds, he has 11 points total. Behind him, Max Chaplin, 9 points, 4 for 9 from inside, 1 for 3 from beyond the arc, 1 assist. And Jason Kabrick, 4 points total, 2 for 4 from inside, 0 for 1 from beyond the arc, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 fouls. Meanwhile, for the Grizzlies, Ty Wright leading the team, 5 for 9 from inside, 0 for 1 from beyond the arc, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a foul. He has 10 points total right now, leading the team. Behind him, Matt Krause, 9 points. He's 3 for 6 from inside, 3 for 6 from beyond the arc, with 3 rebounds. Behind him, Jalen Love, a perfect 2 for 2 and 2 for 2 from beyond the arc and inside. He has 1 rebound. So, at near the beginning of the second half, we'll be back. Again, Franklin leading this crucial HCAC conference game against Rose-Hulman, 32-29. You've been watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. And we're back here on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. Here's the keys to the second half of the game. First key, control the glass. Franklin right now being out-rebounded by Rose-Hulman. 10 rebounds is the difference, but all the rebounds for Franklin have come on the defense, while Rose-Hulman has an extra 10 on offense. So Franklin needs to start clearing the offensive boards and getting the ball back for second chance points, which is also being controlled by Rose-Hulman, 7-0. Secondly, continue shooting. Franklin right now is shooting 46.4% inside and 40.0% on the outside. So they're doing really well right now so far shooting. Meanwhile, they've got to keep that defensive presence up. Rose-Hulman's only 11 of 36 inside, shooting 30.6%, and 3 of 12 on the outside, shooting 25%. And number 3, limit fouls. Franklin had 5 fouls and a half, but the times that the fouls went to the line, Rose-Hulman has sunk all 4 thanks to Dylan Duff. So make sure those fouls get limited so Duff and the rest of the Rose-Hulman team does not get to the line to make that 4-for-4 even bigger. Franklin will get the ball start the second half. It will, correction, it'll be Rose-Hulman getting the ball start the second half as Matt Krause said that first, but it will be Samvit Ram in for Rose-Hulman to inbound. He'll go over to K-Brick. It looks like it's the starting 5 for both teams from the beginning of the game, as Wirtz will go over to McGowan, who goes over to K-Brick, back inside to Wirtz. It's a wide open Samvit Ram as it will roll out of play, but Ram keeps it in bounds, gets it over to McGowan. McGowan back over to Samvit Ram, who stepped out of bounds, but he will be called there as he came from out of bounds. Inbounds got the pass, and it will be Franklin ball with just over 20 seconds in gameplay underway. McDonald will go over to Matt Krause, who goes over to Ty Wright. Wright now goes inside of Wiggins, guarded there by Wirtz. Wiggins spins around, goes and shoots, gets the first bucket of the second half, and extends the Franklin lead to 5. Samvit Ram gets a long pass from K-Brick. He's looking for McGowan on the inside. He will go to McGowan, guarded by Matt Krause. McGowan drives on Krause, spins around, shot is away, and it is good. Bring it back to a 3-point lead for Franklin. McDonald brings the ball back across half court, goes to the left side to Ty Wright. Wright back over to Reggie McDonald, back to Wright. Wright inside for Wiggins. Wiggins steps back on Wirtz again. He'll spin around and gets called for travel there, as Coach Leibowitz is giving his orders. Looks like Franklin's going to be going pretty tight here on defense as Coach Leibowitz brings up Wright, McDonald, and Crow. They'll go to Samvit Ram. Ram with the ball, driving inside. He'll drive steps back. Has a wide open Chaplin, lead scorer for the Engineers, but he will go to K-Brick. K-Brick, 16 seconds on the shot clock, goes to Wirtz. Wirtz to McGowan, back to K-Brick with McDonald inside. Now goes Wirtz, tip there by McDonald, but he will get it there in time to Wirtz. Wirtz steps back into Wiggins. Goes over to Samvit Ram. Shot is away, and it is no good. Rebounded there by Ty Wright. He'll go to McDonald for the Franklin counterattack. Reggie brings the ball to the left side. Guarded there by K-Brick. Now goes over to Ty Wright, guarded by Chaplin. Wright over to Krause. Krause back over to Reggie, who brings it back to the top. Back to Krause, now over to Ty Wright. Gets a screen from Krause over to Wiggins for 3. And it's good there for Ryan Wiggins. 6-point lead now for the Grizzlies with 18 to play in the game. Ram goes inside once again for Wirtz. Wirtz guarded by Wiggins. He goes a long pass, go to Chaplin. Chaplin guarded by McDonald. Chaplin dive back over the shot, won't go. Goes inside for McGowan instead, guarded by Krause. McGowan goes outside for K-Brick. Followed by a long 3. He'll go back for Samvit Ram. Ram shot is away. It is good for Samvit Ram. His first bucket of this half. 3-point lead once again for the Grizzlies. 17:35 to go. McDonald get the screen there from Krause, goes back to Krause. Krause side by 3 will now drive in. Shots away. Blocking foul there on it. Looks like McGowan. That is his first, team's first of the half, and that will send Matt Krause to the line for 2. His first trip and the Grizzlies' first trip overall in this game. Krause will now set up for his first shot. Shots away, and it is good there for Matt Krause, making a 4-point lead now for the Grizzlies. He now will set up once again for his second shot. Krause sets up. Shots away. It is good there. Maybe that's 2 for 2 for Matt Krause on that trip. 5-point lead was in the Grizzlies. Franklin going on a full court offense. Rom will get the inbound from Wirtz. As Crow will back up from Rom. Rom goes over to McGowan. Gets the screens, trying to go for Cabrick. Cabrick thought about the three. Reggie McDonald on him. Now he has to back up once again. He'll go to Chaplin, guarded by Wright. Shot is away. It is off the rim. Rebounded by Ty Wright. Wright, the lone Grizzly against 3 Engineers. But now he has help from Carter Crow, and the team catches up. Krause goes to Reggie McDonald. McDonald thought about it. He'll take the jumper. Shots away. And it's good there for Reggie McDonald. 41-34 in favor of the Grizzlies. 7-point lead, 16:48 to go in the game. Cabrick guarded by McDonald. He'll go across half court. Goes to Chaplin. Chaplin inside for Wirtz. Wirtz goes over to Cabrick. He'll go over to Rom. Rom guarded by Crow. Rom will drive in. Goes over for Wirtz. Shot is away. And it's in and out. Rebounded by Reggie McDonald. McDonald will go over to Ty Wright. Wright on the offensive. He'll think about the three. Will go over to Krause instead after Chaplin jumped in front early. Now goes to Wiggins. Wiggins for 3 again. Out the rim, rebounded by Carter Crow. Rom with the steal, but he'll get up to Cabrick in time. Rose-Hulman back on the attack. Cabrick thought about the 3. Goes inside for McGowan. Spins around, shots away. Shot is good there. 5-point lead now for the Grizzlies with 16 to go. McDonald brings the ball across half court. Coach Lee was not happy about that one. Now goes to Carter Crow, back over to McDonald, gets a screen from Wiggins. Reggie drives in, shot is away, and it is no good. Rebounded there by Cabrick. Wiggins not quite getting high enough to get that rebound. Cabrick over to Chaplin. Chaplin drives in. Shot is away, no good. Rebound by Ty Wright. Wright back on the count. He's got Matt Krause streaking on the right side. Wright slows it down, though. He will go to Reggie McDonald. McDonald thinking about it. He'll step back now to get the screen from Matt Krause. Krause sets up the screen, steps back, wide open. McDonald goes over to Wiggins. Wiggins drives in, spins around, spins again, shots away, gets called for traveling again. There's going to be immediate timeout on the floor. Coach Lee was not happy once again for Wiggins being called on a traveling foul. So we will take the break here. It's 41-36 with 15:26 left to go in the game. Franklin leads. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. And we're back here on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. Before the break, Ryan Wiggins was called on a traveling call. Coach Leibowitz was not happy. Had a little conversation with the referees before he went into the huddle for the immediate timeout. But Rose-Hulman will have possession. McGowan will inbound to Rom. Rom will go over now to Bowman, his first appearance back in this half. Bowman drives in, guarded by Ty Wright. Steps back. Bowman looking for options. He goes over to McGowan. McGowan looking for options with 13 seconds on the shot clock. He'll go to Rom. Rom now drives in, guarded by Carter Crow. Rom thought about going in, backs out to McGowan. McGowan drives in himself. McGowan's shot is away, and it is no good. Rebounded by McGowan. Backs out to Sammy Rom for 3. Off the rim, rebounded there by Blair, but Blair's called on the foul. Question, we don't know who the foul's on. It could be on Ty Wright, could be on Blair. We don't know. The officials having a conversation. One calls it on Blair. Looks like one might be calling it on Wright. Ty not happy about that call. The conversation would take a minute here. We got all three officials now. Still waiting on the official call. It will be on Blair. That's his first. That is his. That'll be Rose-Hulman's second foul. Whatever the call is, it will be Franklin ball coming out of this powwow. Still with a 5-point lead, under 15 to play. Kraus inbounds to Reggie McDonald, and he will take the offense once again. Kraus now goes over to Wiggins. Wiggins drives and backs up to Carter Crow. Crow looking for options. He has to drive in himself now. Goes back to Wiggins. Wiggins over to Ty Wright. Wright guarded by Ram. Right goes Reggie McDonald, 13 seconds on the shot clock. Reggie gets a screen from Wiggins. Drives him back out to Ryan Wiggins for three. Off the rim, rebound by Ryan Wiggins himself. Offensive rebound there for Franklin. I believe they're first of the night. We'll double check here in a second. Goes back to Wiggins. Crow with it now. Crow spins around, 13 seconds. Fouled there by Blair. Has a shocked look on his face like he doesn't think he did a foul when he was clearly holding Crow there the entire time. And that will send Carter Crow to the line for his first trip. That will be Blair's second. First shot for Carter Crow is away. It is good, as it looks like Dylan Duff will come into the game. He's leading the Engineers on offense right now with 11 points. As well as it looks like Jalen Love coming in for Ryan Wiggins. Love right now in this game, he's third in points for the team. He has 6. He's 2 for 2 on both threes and field goals. Has been clutching a couple times for Franklin. One of his threes tied the game up for the Grizzlies at 12 apiece. 43-36 as Crow goes 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. Still full court defense for the Grizzlies, as it will be inbounded there to Kabrick. Kabrick guarded by McDonald. They'll get across half court together at speed. Kabrick goes over to Bowman. Gets the screen there from McGowan. Question from Blair. Shots away from Bowman is no good. Rebounded by McGowan. Shots away again. No good. Rebound McGowan again. Now the third chance is good. Franklin's on the far end of the game has 1 offensive rebound compared to the 19 defensive. They're still being outboarded by the Engineers 28-20 as Tyrant goes to Reggie McDonald. Gets the screen from Wright. McDonald back over to Wright. Wright for a long 3. It is good there for Ty Wright in the face of Blair. And it makes it 46-38 now in favor of the Grizzlies with 13:35 to go in the contest. Bowman brings ball across half court, guarded by Love. He'll go to Duff. Duff gets the screen from Blair. Now steps back over to Kabrick. Now to Bowman. Looking for the screen from McGowan. Hill driving, thought about going to McGowan, goes to Duff. Duff now over to Kabrick. Thought about the 3 for both of them. Neither takes it. Kabrick goes out to Duff for 3. But he stepped out of bounds, and it will be Franklin ball. Matt Krause will inbound it to Reggie McDonald. 13:15 to go here in the game. McDonald back across half court once again, goes over to Krause. Hill goes over to Carter Crow. Crow steps back, now goes to Ty Wright, guarded by Blair. Over to Jalen Love, gets the screen from Ty Wright. Jalen Love's shot is away. No good there, rebounded by Bone. That's Love's first miss of the night. Kabrick now brings the ball across half court on the far side, goes to Duff. Duff inside for McGowan. McGowan over to Bowman. Bowman for 3. No good. And it will go out of play. Franklin ball. Matt to inbound it once again to Reggie. McDonald, under 13 to go, goes back to Matt Krause, who goes to Carter Crow, back to McDonald, gets the screen from Wright. McDonald now drives inside, across the legs, inside, spins back around, goes to Jalen Love. Love with Bowman in front of him, goes to Ty Wright, Wright over to Carter Crow. Gets the screen from Krause, goes back to Krause. Krause drives in, looking for it. He'll go down, will be a blocking foul there. Matt was looking for the jam, and he will get fouled by Bowman. That's Billy Bowman's first foul of the game, team's fourth, and that sends Matt Krause to the line. Matt Krause sets up for his first shot attempt on this trip to the free throw line. Shots away, and it is good. Gets a high five there from McDonough. He now sets up for the second one as subs getting ready to come on for Rose. Three-man swing. Chaplin, Farnsworth, and Jackson as Krause sets up for a second shot. Shot is away. It is good. Matt Krause, perfect from the line so far. Again, Farnsworth, Jackson, and Chaplin in for Bowman, Blair, and Cabrick. Franklin staying with their five. Still the full court defense in play. Duff will go now to Jackson as it looks like Cody Samples getting ready to come in himself. Samples so far today, 1 for 3 from inside, 1 for 2 from beyond the arc, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Duff goes over to Jackson, gets the screen there from Farnsworth. Foul there, it might be on Jalen Love. It will be on Jalen Love. That will be his first, team second. Subs on for the Grizzlies, it will just be Cody Samples on for Reggie McDonald. McDonald right now, 4 points to the Grizzlies, but he's got 4 rebounds, 2 assists, but has, crucially, 2 fouls. With 12:08 to go in this game. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Inbound here from Jackson. Looking for options. Looking for Chaplin. Gets to Chaplin. Chaplin guarded by Samples. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Chaplin drives in. Steps back. Goes over to Farnsworth. Now over to Jackson. Guarded by Love. Jackson drives in. Shots away. It's good there for Jackson. Now cut down from a 10-point to an 8-point lead. Samples has the ball across half court. He's guarded by Jackson. See the screen from Krause. Gets it. Samples has options. Goes to Carter Crow. Crow steps back. Goes to Ty Wright. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to get the screen from Krause. Now goes to Carter Crow. Crow back to Wright. Wright thought about 3. And step back. Goes for the 2-point jumper. And it's good there for Ty Wright. Now back to a 10-point lead once again with under 11 and a half to go in the game. Jackson goes to Chaplin. Chaplin being held silent so far by the Grizzlies. Defense shot is away and is no good. Rebound there by Farnsworth. Wright trying to get there, but he was in a Fighting Engineers sandwich. Trying to get that rebound. Tip there by Samples. It will be out on Samples, and Rose will keep possession of the ball. And back to immediate timeout once again. It is Franklin lead by 10 with 11:07 to go in the contest. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. And we're back here on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. It is 11:07 to go. Franklin with the 10-point lead over the Fighting Engineers right now in this HCAC conference between the number 3 and number 4 ranked teams in the conference. As Duff thought about going to Jackson, he'll go to Jackson. Samples still guarding. He goes all the way back as Jackson playing hard defense there on Samples. Already dark defense on Jackson. Jackson drives in, goes over to Farnsworth for 3, and it is no good. Rebounded by Wirtz. Ball's loose. Chaplin picks it up. Goes inside for Farnsworth. Farnsworth's shot is away. And it's good there. We'll pick the and one up as Ty Wright picks up his second foul of the game. So that will send Farnsworth to the line for his first trip and one shot on the and one to try and make it a 7-point game. Farnsworth's shot is away, and it is no good. Rebounded by Matt Krause. He'll go over now to Samples, guarded there by Jackson. Samples drives forward across half court, has Krause and Wright. Spins around now, goes the other way, gets a screen from Krause. Goes over to Wiggins for three. Off the rim, rebounded there by Duff, right into his hands. Jackson brings the ball back across half court, goes to Chaplin. Chaplin gets a screen from Wirtz. Goes over to Duff, now over to Jackson. 20 seconds on the shot clock, gets a screen from Farnsworth. Jackson spins around, goes to Duff. Inside for Wirtz. Wirtz, far side to Chaplin. Long three. No good. Rebounded by Farnsworth. Now outside to Wirtz. Back to Farnsworth. Thought about hitting the three. He'll drive in. Steps away. No, shot is no good. Rebounded by Wiggins there that time as it was popped into his hands by Chaplin. Long pass over to Ty Wright. Keeps it in play. Wright spins around. Goes back. Goes to Krause. Guarded there by Farnsworth. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Franklin counterattack, slowed down now. Samples will now take the ball top. He'll go to Matt Krause. Krause comes to the left side, goes over to Crow. Inside for Wiggins. Gets hit there in the head of it by Jackson. Wiggins drives in, spins around Wirtz. Shot is away. Hook shot good there from Ryan Wiggins with the lethal hook shot. Make that a 10-point lead now again with 9.5 to play in the game. Jackson slowing it down once again for Rose-Hulman. He'll go over to Duff. Gets the screen there from Farnsworth. Duff drives in, shots away, no good. Foul on Samples. That'll send Duff to the line. It will be his third trip now. He's a perfect 4 for 4 from the line so far in this game. That was Samples' first, team's fourth. Duff sets up for his first attempt. Again, perfect 4 for 4 right now for him. First shot is away. It is no good. Reggie McDonald checks in the game for Samples as well as Kabrick for Jackson. The two number 11s off. 15 and 24 on. Duff now sets up for his second attempt. His first miss of the game just happened. He's now 4 for 5 from the line. Duff's second shot is away. It is also no good. Make that no points on that trip for Duff. Krause with the rebound. He'll go to Reggie McDonald, and Reggie will bring the ball across half court. Now goes to Krause, back to Reggie. Reggie gets the screen from Wiggins, drives in. Still going, guarded by Wirtz. Back to Ty Wright. Wright at the top, he'll step back. Now over to Matt Krause. He'll go back to Reggie with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Reggie loses the ball there. Foul on Kabrick, and that will be his third of the game, team's fifth. And the ref giving a bit of a warning to Rusty Lloyd on the sideline there as Krause will inbound into Reggie McDonald. It goes to Wiggins. He'll go to Ty Wright. Wright gets a screen from Wiggins. Steps back for a jumper. Shots away. It is no good. Rebound there by Kabrick. Kabrick goes over to Duff, guarded by Ty Wright. Duff spins around, shots away, no good. But he will go to the line. The question is on Wiggins or Wright. It will be on Wiggins. That'll be his third of the game. And that will send Dylan Duff back to the line. Last trip 0 for 2. He is 4 for 6 now from the line. He's the only, besides Isaac Farnsworth, who missed his one attempt, Duff is the only engineer to be at the line in this game. Duff's first shot is away. It is good there as it goes in and out and back in again. 9-point lead now for the Grizzlies as McGowan comes into the game for Farnsworth. And Duff sets up for his second attempt as he's now 5 for 7. Duff sets up. Shot is away. It is no good. Rebound there by Matt Krause. Seconds down the shot clock as McGowan got right in there with Matt Krause. Krause with 6 rebounds right now. Ty Wright with 7, both of them trying to get to another double-double. Foul there on Ryan Wiggins. Coach was still not happy with that call. The shock on his face is clear as he's trying to figure out why that happened. As that'll send Max Chaplin to the line for his first trip. As Wiggins now with 4 fouls, he should be possibly coming out with Samples coming in. Chaplin's first shot is away. It is good. Make that a 6-point lead now for the Grizzlies. As Samples comes in for Wiggins. Chaplin sets up for his second attempt. He's 1 for 1 now at the line. Shot is away. It is good there. 7-point lead now for the Grizzlies. McDonald brings the ball across half court, 8.5 to play. For Matt Krause, he will get to Matt Krause. Krause drives to the left, goes over to Crow. Carter Crow gets a screen from Matt Krause. Crow drives in, backs out to McDonald. McDonald now drives in back to Crow. Crow for 3! Off the rim, rebounded by Duff. Duff goes to Chaplin, has a wide open Wirtz. Wirtz shot is away, and it is good. As he will take the points. 5-point lead now for the Grizzlies. Momentum once again has shifted in favor of the Engineers after Wiggins' 2 fouls in a row. Well, once was a 10-point lead, now down to 5. Crow drives and goes to Matt Krause. Matt fakes the 3, goes in for the jumper, shots away, and it's in and out. Rebounded by Kabrick. 7:55 to go. Chaplin drives on the court again. Chaplin drives in. Foul there now on Samples. That's Samples' second foul. Team's 7th. That will put the Engineers in bonus. And there's a timeout now on the court once again. We will take it with them. It is 52-47 with 7:50 to go here in the Spurlock Center between Rose-Hulman and Franklin. Franklin leads. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. And we are back here on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Franklin led as many as 10, but now only up 5 as Max Chaplin is back to the line once again. He's perfect 2 for 2 on his last trip. Looking to go perfect again here on this trip to make it a 3-point game once again. Chaplin sets up for his first shot, takes a deep breath. Shot is away. It is good. 3 for 3 now for Chaplin. He now is tied for the lead in his team for scoring with 12 points. Chaplin sets up for the second shot. Takes a breath. Shot is away again. It is no good that time. Rebounded by Reggie McDonald. Reggie still going. Carter Crow goes down with Wirtz. Reggie by himself goes in, drives in, shots good there. McDonald and the one for Reggie McDonald. And the foul will be on Kabrick. And that will be his 4th foul of the game. Reggie McDonald trying to make this a 7-point game. Sub into the game for Rose-Hulman. It'll be Zachary Jackson coming in for Kabrick, who is now in foul trouble, just like Ryan Wiggins. McDonald sets up for the and one. Shot is away. It is no good. Rebounded there by McGowan. McGowan gives over to Jackson, guarded by McDonald. 6-point lead now for the Grizzlies. Almost 7.5 to go in the game. Goes over to Chaplin. Rose trying to lean on their leading scorer for points. Goes over to McGowan, shots away, and it is good. Back down to 4. McDonald brings the ball across half court. Goes over to Matt Krause. Krause looking for options, goes inside for Ty Wright. Wright goes to Matt Krause. Krause thought about going for 3. Has McGowan in front of him. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Goes out to Reggie again. 10 seconds. Gets a screen from Wright. Backs out. Goes over to Samples for 3. Off the rim. Rebound there by McGowan. Driving now is Zachary Jackson. He steps back. Now gets a screen from Wirtz. Goes out to Chaplin. Chaplin guarded by Samples. Gets the screen from McGowan. Chaplin goes out to Jackson. Jackson drives in. Outside to Wirtz. Shots away. It's no good. Rebound there by McGowan. He will take it up as Krause went flying. Now 2-point lead for the Grizzlies. 6.5 to go. McDonald brings the ball across half court. Goes to Matt Krause. 2 subs get ready to be Wiggins and Deere. Carterco's shot is away. It is no good. Rebounded by Wirtz. Rose-Hulman out rebounding the Grizzlies so far in this game. Something that hasn't happened a lot in this season for the Grizzlies this year. Chaplin guarded by Sample, shots away. It is no good. Rebounded by Matt Krause, who steps out. A little slow to get back on. Ty Wright now up. McDonald drives him back out to Ty Wright for almost up to 3. Now take the 3. And off the rim, rebounded by Wirtz. And he'll go back to Jackson. Wirtz with 6 rebounds so far. He's only got 2 points. Most of his capabilities coming inside the paint, getting the ball back for Rose-Hulman. Jackson gets the screen from Wirtz, goes back to Wirtz. Now goes to Chaplin, 13 seconds to go. Chaplin drives in, steps back. Guarded by McDonald, shots away, and it's good. Now tied at 54. 5.5 to go. McDonald brings the ball back across half court. He has options, gets the screen from Krause. Spin around, goes over to Samples, looking for Wright. Wright inside, guarded by Wirtz, shots away, no good. Rebounded by Wirtz again. 7 rebounds for Wirtz. And Jackson will call a timeout, so we'll take the timeout with them. It is tied at 54 with 5:06 to go in the game. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. We're back here on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group, tied at 54. The problem right now for the Grizzlies, looking here at the stats, they're only 1 behind Rose in defensive rebounds, but the big problem is coming in offensive rebounds. Rose with 17 offensive rebounds to Franklin's 1. Franklin needs to get on the offensive boards and quickly if they want to control the rest of this ball game the rest of the way in the 5 minutes we have left. Leading the Engineers in rebounds right now is Cabrick. He's got 10, but he's only got 4 points. Most of the points in this game coming from McGowan, Duff, and Chaplin. Meanwhile, for the Grizzlies, Ty Wright, Matt Krause bring up the bulk of the points with Wiggins, McDonald, and Love all getting close to double digits in points. Samvit Ram, who's now back in the game, will take the shot away. He will miss it there. Rebounded by Wirtz. That'll be his 8th as there was a scrum there between Wirtz, McDonald, and Wright. Rom guarded by Hudgens, who's come back in the game for Franklin. He'll go over to Wirtz, now over to Chaplin. Chaplin now goes to Jackson. 10 seconds on the shot clock. It's a screen from McGowan. Goes over to Chaplin. Chaplin's thinking about the 3. Has Wright in front. 4 seconds. Shots away. No good. Rebounded there by Hudgens. That's his second rebound of the game. McDonald, 4.5 to go. This one will come down the wire. Krause now has it. He got him McGowan. He'll go over to right. Right, inside of Wiggins. Wiggins in foul trouble. He has 4 fouls right now in this game. Himself and Kabrick, both with 4. Wiggins spins inside, shots away. He will be fouled there. The question is, who will be, Wirtz or Jackson? Fouls on Wirtz. That'll be his first foul of the contest. Team 7th. That puts Franklin in bonus as well. And that sends Ryan Wiggins to the line. This will be Wiggins' first trip to the line. 4-2. First shot is away. It is good. 1 point lead now for the Grizzlies. 4:16 to go. Wiggins with another shot attempt coming up. Wiggins sets up once again for his second shot. Shot is away. It is good. Make that 2 for 2 for Wiggins now at the line. Inbound to Chaplin. Chaplin will now bring the ball across half court, guarded by Ty Wright. 4:12 to go. Chaplin now on the near side. Gets the screen from Wirtz. Far side now over to Jackson. Now over to Rom. Gets the screen from McGowan. Rom drives in. Backs out for Chaplin. Now over to Jackson. Jackson inside for Wirtz. Wirtz withdrawn goes for McGowan. McGowan guarded by Wright. Shots away. It's good. Tie it back up at 56. McDonald brings the ball now back across half court. 3:50 to go. McDonald over to Wiggins. Wiggins to Wright. Wright gets the screen from Wiggins. Back out to Wiggins again. Thought going for the jumper. Drives in. Spins around. Backs out to Hudgens. Out to Reggie. 13 seconds. Back to Krause. Thought about the 3. Steps up. Jumpers away. Good there from Matt Krause. Taking the lead back by 2. 3.5 to go. Chaplin brings the ball back across half court. He'll go to Rom. Rom guarded by Hudgens. Rom drives in. Shots away. No good. But there will be a foul on Matt Krause. Krause picks up his first. Team's 8th. Matt Krause getting his first foul of 3:19 left to go in the game. It's pretty good for Krause. Timeout on the floor. We'll take the timeout with him once again. 3:19 to go. Franklin leads by 2. But Samveet Rom to the line. 4-2 off the Matt Krause foul. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. All right, welcome back to Grizz TV, brought to you by the Huber Automotive Group. Fans, remember, after this game's over, you can go over to Rose-Hulman's website to watch your women's team in action as they take on the Engineers at Rose-Hulman. The game just started, so it's still 0-0. Correction, is now 2-0 Rose-Hulman as Jordan Barlow scores her first basket of the game for the Engineers. As back here in the game in the Spurlock Center, Samveet Rom to the line after Matt Krause picks up his first foul with 3:19 to go in the game. That's his first, team's 8. Rom now sets up for his first shot attempt. Shot is away. It is good. Make that a 1-point lead now for the Grizzlies. Rom is 1 for 1 from the line. He's had 4 points so far. He's only had 1 shot inside, 1 shot outside. Shot is away. It is good there. Tie it back up at 58. 3:19 to go. Krause inbounds to Reggie McDonald. McDonald will bring the ball across half court once again. Goes to Wiggins. Wiggins to right, guarded by Rom. Gets the screen there from Wiggins. Backs out to Crow, over to Reggie. Reggie looking for options. He'll get a screen from Krause. Goes over to Wiggins. Wiggins over to Crow. Crow inside looking for Wiggins. Wiggins guarded by Wirtz. Wiggins drives in, spins around. Back out to Crow, to Ty Wright. Wright drives in, 5 seconds. Crow for 3! It's good for Carter Crow. Ice in his way, puts up 3. Make that 61-58 in favor of the Grizzlies. 2:45 to go in the game. As Samvit Ram brings the ball back across half court once again, gets the screen from Wirtz. Goes back out to Wirtz. Wirtz with 2 points so far. Goes back to Ram. Now over to Kabrick. Kabrick, who has 4 fouls, in foul trouble. Chaplin gives a screen from McGowan. McGowan drives in. Back out for Kabrick. Now to Ram. Ram drives in. Goes towards Wirtz. Shot is away. It's good. Make that now a 1-point lead for Franklin. 2:23 to go. McDonald brings the ball across half court. This still can go anyone's way as it's 2:19 to go. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Crow back out to Krause for 3. Off the rim. Rebounded by Ram. Protected there by 2 of his teammates, Kabrick and Wirtz. 2:05 to go. 1-point lead for the Grizzlies. As now there's 2 minutes remaining in the game. Wirtz goes out to McGowan, back to Kabrick. Kabrick looking for options. Tries to go to Chaplin. He'll get there, but he's guarded hard by Ty Wright. Gets a screen from McGowan. Chaplin drives in, shots away. No good. Rebounded by... No one has... Ty Wright is called for foul. That's his 3rd. And that will send Wirtz to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity to try and give the Engineers the lead with under 2 to go. Wirtz right now, this is his first trip to the line. His first shot is away. It is no good. Rebounded by Ram and is fouled by Krause. That will send Samvit Ram to the line for 2. He's a perfect 2 for 2 right now from the line as Krause is trying to go for the ball. Runs in the Ram, gets called for the foul. It's going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity here. Russian, be 2 shots now. Now Samvit Ram has a chance to make it a lead for the Engineers. Hasn't done much so far in this game, but could be the savior for this team. First shot, no good. Ram now 2 for 3. Sets up for the second shot. Krause and Wiggins along with McGowan and Wirtz. Shots away is good, tying it up at 61. 1:44 to go in this game. McDonald brings the ball back across half court. He's looking for Ty Wright. Wright swings inside. Gets the screen from Wiggins. Inside of Wiggins, guard by Wirtz. Wiggins loses it, poked out, goes out of play. It will stay Franklin ball. Kabrick tried to get there in time to get the ball, but he couldn't quite get there fast enough. As Krause will inbound it to Reggie McDonald. 16 seconds on the shot clock. 1:27 to go. McDonald drives in, shots away! No good, rebounded by Wiggins! He'll go back out to Carter Crow! Carter Krause for 3! Off the rim, rebounded by no one, is out, way back by Kabrick. Kabrick will go over to Samvit Ram. Ram, 1:12 to go, tied at 61. This one's going to come down to the wire, folks. Ram drives in, steps back, over to Kabrick, now over to Chaplin, leading scorer for the Engineers. Chaplin gets a screen from McGowan, steps back, thought about Ram for 3! And it's good for Samvit Ram. Ram trying to play here after the Engineers. Up by 3, under a minute to play. Samvit Ram didn't do much to go in the game. He will right now as he's 3 for 4 from the line and makes that 3 to give the Engineers the lead back in the game. Full timeout. We'll take the break here with them. It'll be our last break in this game. We'll be with you the rest of the way. It is 64-61 in favor of the Engineers, under a minute to play. You're watching Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. We're back here on Grizz TV, brought to you by the Hubler Automotive Group. Quick update in the women's game. It's 12-6 in favor of the Engineers. And Rose-Hulman with 5:06 to go. Kayla Bruner and Jessica Nix both with 3 so far for the team. while Jordan Barlow, Rose Burnham leading the Engineers with 4 apiece. Back in Spurlock Center. Samveet Ram trying to play hero for the Engineers. He scored a 3 to give them a lead with under a minute to go. Krause will go over to Carter Crow. Crow drives in, guarded by Wiggins, steps out of play, and Engineers will take the ball back with 44.9 to go. Timeout on the floor. It will be by Franklin. It will be a 30-second timeout. Coach Krause writing up the defensive play here while Coach Lloyd giving his Engineers a chance to try and score here. Samveet Ram right now with the go-ahead 3 for Rose-Hulman. Could we be in once again for a last second rally by the Grizzlies, or a possible force to overtime? Rose-Hulman will have the ball. McGowan deep. Inbounded by Wirtz. Chaplin, Kabrick, and Rom. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies, it's Wright, Love, McDonald. McDonald trying to go for steal. He'll go out. McDonald drop it down to 44.2 seconds. Again, it's Crow, Krause, Love, McDonald, and Wright in for Franklin. These will be the 5 trying to go for the win. Kabrick. Inside for Rom. Rom dribbles. As he go around, goes to Wirtz. Wirtz over to Chaplin. There's a whistle. Timeout by Rose-Hulman. 35.4 to go in the contest. 30-second timeout once again. 21 seconds on the shot clock. After this possession, the shot clock will go off. If Franklin gets to stop here, they're going to have to get a quick 3 to try and tie this one up. If Rose-Hulman misses here on this attempt, look for Krause, Wright, and Love to go for that 3. Wright is 1 for 3, but he has known to make a couple of 3s. Krause, 3 of 8, and Jalen Love is a perfect 2 for 2. Meanwhile, for Rose-Hulman, the targets are Chaplin, Rom, and Kabrick. Possibly McGowan on the inside to try and make it 5. Inbound to Kabrick. 20 seconds on shot clock, guarded by Reggie McDonald. Goes over to Chaplin. Chaplin guarded by 2. And Reggie McDonald will foul him. That will send Chaplin to the line for 2. That is Reggie's 3rd foul of the game, and that will send Chaplin to the line for 2. He is 3 for 4 from the line right now. Leads Rose-Hulman with 14 points. As it looks like it is Farnsworth to check in on the defensive for Rose. Chaplin sets up for the first shot, takes a deep breath, shot is away, it is good. 4-point lead now for the Engineers. Farnsworth in for Wirtz. Chaplin now sets up for the second shot, he is 4 of 5. Takes another deep breath. Wright prepared to go for the rebound. Shot is away. It is good. 5-point lead now for the Engineers. McDonald brings the ball across half court, looking for 3s. Shot clock is off. 24 seconds. McDonald out for Matt Krause. Krause out for Crow. Crow for 3. It's cut for Carter Crow. Time out Franklin. Down to 17.9 to go in the contest. Carter Crow coming in clutch on that one. Franklin needs to get the ball back to try and go for a quick 2 or a possible game-winning 3. They must not foul Rose-Hulman, or at least if you're going to foul him, foul someone who hasn't been doing well at the line. A lot of the players for Rose have been doing well. The guys on the floor who have not are Caybrook, McGowan, and Farnsworth. Farnsworth has missed one. Caybrook and McGowan have not gone to the line. Chaplin is 5 for 6. Samvit Ram 3 for 4. Trey Woods is also 0 for 1. He could be coming out for Farnsworth, and he will. So McGowan and Caybrook have not gone to the line yet to shoot. If you're looking for a foul, you got to get it on Wirtz. Do not let Rom or Chaplin go there. Meanwhile, for Rose-Hulman, just don't foul. Ball in play for Rom. Foul by Crow. He'll go on Rom. Rom is 3 for 4 at the line. We'll see how he does on this one. It is a 2-point lead right now for Rose with 17 seconds to go. Rom, who gave the Engineers a lead, still playing hero here, trying to close this one out for the Engineers. Rom sets up the first shot. Shot is away. It is good. 3-point lead now for Rose. Farnsworth checks back in for Wirtz. Rom sets up for the second one. Trying to give the Engineers a 4-point lead. Rom shot is away. It's no good. Rebounded by McGowan. Foul there. McGowan goes to the line. Wright not happy. Krause picks up his third. McGowan makes his first trip to the line with 15.8 seconds to go. This could be the nail in the coffin for the Grizzlies in this game if he makes both of them. First shot is away. It's good. 4-point lead now for the Engineers. Second shot away. It's also good. 5-point lead now for the Engineers. 15.8 to go. McDonald quickly moving down court. Drives in. Shots away. It's no good. Rebounded by Caybrook, who goes to McGowan, who looks for a dunk. And he will set it down, and that will be the exclamation point on this game. McDonald will drive in. Go to the last second shot. It's no good as Rose-Hulman wins in Franklin 71-64. Let's go to the post-game stats. Franklin 23 of 54 from inside. They were 10 for 27 from out wide, 8 for 9 in free throws. Meanwhile, the Engineers 25 of 67 inside, 5 of 22 outside, but 16 of 24 from the free throw line. Franklin 6 turnovers, 4 points, all the turnovers, 29 total rebounds, 27 defensive, 2 offensive. Meanwhile, Rose-Hulman 50 total rebounds, 30 defensive, 20 offensive. Franklin had 13 assists to Rose-Hulman's 11. No blocks for the teams. 2 steals for Franklin, Rose-Hulman 1. 17 fouls for the Grizzlies to Rose-Hulman's 12. Engineers outscored the Franklin's bench 21-9. Also outscoring the Grizzlies in second chance points 16-2, 32-16 in points in the paint, and 11-8 in the fast break category. Time for the 3 stars of the game. The first star will go to Max Chaplin, who led the team in points, tied with Miles McDonald, so we had a 2-way tie there for the lead in points for Rose-Hulman. Chaplin had 5 of 16 from inside, 1 for 7 from beyond the arc, 5 for 6 at the line, 1 rebound, 5 of 6 for 16 points. Second star of the game goes to Ty Wright and Matt Krause, both another double there. They both had 15 points. Wright, though, leading the team 7 of 14 from inside, 1 for 3 from beyond the arc, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 fouls. The third star of the game will go to Samvit Ram, who had the game-winning heroics, getting the go-ahead 3 to take the lead with under a minute to go. He ended the game with 2 of 5 inside, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc, 4 for 6 from the line, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. He had 10 points in the game. So Franklin falls to 7-5. They'll fall to 3-2 in the conference play. Meanwhile, the Engineers go up to 8-3 and go 4-1 in conference play. Franklin's next game is on the road at the currently ranked number 2 Anderson in the conference. That will be at Anderson. They'll also be on the road at number 1 Hanover on the 12th. Then they'll be back home for a 1-game homestand against Bluffton at 4 p.m. on Saturday, January 15th, and on to a 3-game road series at Mount St. Joe Defiance and their second trip to Earlham. That'll be their second game against Defiance. The last game they played lost 62-59. The next time the Grizzlies will get Rose-Hulman will be the final game of the season, and it will be at Rose-Hulman as a final game before the HCAC tournament. possibly that could come down to a regular season title depending on how the rest of the season plays out. So, for Franklin College Athletics, the HCAC, quickly though, as is the end of the first quarter in the women's game, it is 23-6 in favor of the Engineers. Jordan Barlow leads the Engineers with 8 total points. Meanwhile, for Franklin, Kayla Bruner and Jessica Nix, the only ones scoring so far for them. They both have 3 apiece at the end of the first. So, we're going to get some more basketball fix between Franklin and Rose-Hulman. Head on over to Rose-Hulman's website and watch the win in action against the Engineers. Down 23-6 starting the second quarter. So, for Franklin College Athletics, the HCAC, and the NCAA, my name is Brandon Barger saying good night and see you next time.